Okay, and we're back. Is it live? Yeah. And we're back for the second what? Because yeah, second session, I guess. So we're back for the second session. Maybe we're just gonna have a 10-minute talk before we go back. Actually, now, yo. But yeah, the first one was okay, I guess. Um, with this second one, obviously with me, it's like I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still covering the same content, but then with now, it's just gonna be it's gonna be more of like application, right? So I'll be applying most of the things that I learned in the first session. Essentially, like not necessarily doing past papers, but just testing myself in a sense, like active recall and stuff. What do I remember from that first session? Because I went on for an entire 2 hours, but what exactly was I doing? If you were doing past papers in that previous 2 hours, then it's okay. Well, there's not really anything to recall. Maybe the only thing to recall on is like the mistakes that you make or made actually. The mistakes that you made in the past papers that you were doing. Just just not necessarily focus on them, but just look at them one more time and maybe rewrite them. Like rewrite them on a piece of paper. Okay, I should just make sure I don't forget to multiply this thing by two. Those smaller mistakes that you make here and there. Just focus on them, and then yeah, let's just hope this one will be productive. One thing I wanted to talk about now was never mind. One thing I wanted to talk about now was just on like um the basically the entire idea of you like people saying it won't work for me. So there's like this thing of people just being afraid to try out new study methods, right? There are tons of study methods out there, and you stick to the same method, and then in your but what is this, in your standing or in your like justification, you're saying the others won't work for you when you've never tried something before. What do you mean flashcards will not work if you've never tried? What do you mean studying in groups will not work if you've only tried it once and you know very well, or the people that you tried it with, though it was the people, it was not really the method. So there are a bunch of study methods out there, and I'm just saying that do not like use the excuse here, or that method is not for me, or it's for those kind of people and stuff. Just try it once or twice, not even once. Once is not enough. I never recommend once. The second or the third time, be it studying in groups, um organizing the group yourself and actually conducting it, like actually picking out people. Hey, do you want me to just form a study group and explain this to you? Obviously now it sounds weird because you're just volunteering to explain to people, but it's these type of things that just make your knowledge grow and solidify your understanding, so that you can be able to explain the things in better terms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's these different study methods. Do not always do not make yourself what is this English saying now? Don't make excuses. That's all I'm saying. Don't try and come up with excuses. Same thing, it's leading me to my next point on like last minute studying, the whole idea of people studying well under pressure. It's it's something that you may actually think it's true, because people actually work when it's like the day before. You see a person studying and you're like, wow, they actually work well under pressure. But then imagine if you took that amount of studying that you're doing right now and you put that amount of studying with pressure every single day for the past 10 days. Don't you think you would have gotten the mark that you've been wanting since the beginning of the year, and you're still stuck on your 40s? Oh, so it's a thing, yeah. I really don't support it as much as Linda. Obviously, I'm a victim, not a victim, man. I'm guilty. I'm someone who sometimes leaves things to the last minute, but it's a thing, yeah. Even when even when I'm doing things in that last minute, I always have this huge amount of guilt. Yeah, hore, imagine if I had started this sooner. Imagine the amount of understanding that I would have gotten if I had done this sooner and actually understood it sooner. And I do it every single day, and I do more past papers. So it's a thing, yeah, hore, just even if it may seem like you are going to forget. I think that's like the number one reason. They're like, if I start studying while it's still early, I'm gonna forget most of the things. Well, obviously you're gonna forget if you study today and then your test is in 2 weeks. You study today and then you only come back to the things after that 2 weeks. You are gonna forget. But then if it's a spaced repetition type of thing, every single day you do a bit of something. When you get to that day before under pressure, you won't even be feeling that pressure. It's a thing, Yaore. All those days have been accumulating. Your efforts are not going in vain or whatever. Your efforts are accumulating. Right now, people are waiting for the last minute and they will start chowing books. Where not today, the amount of time that you are putting in today, the amount of time that you're gonna put in tomorrow, all those times are gonna accumulate. There is something that you're gonna learn today in your study session that you never would have learned if you studied the day before. You hear what I'm saying? So it's a thing, Yaore. Do not ever think or studying the day before is better and you work best under that pressure. You work you work better under pressure, but you work best if you actually distribute your studying accordingly throughout the days. It's gonna be a whole lot better. And that's essentially the main thing I wanted to talk about on how on some of these misconceptions, because there are a lot and people just tend to go through their entire schooling or education or learning journey thinking that some of these things are okay. They will seem okay because you are never no one has ever told you to 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 not do something else. Like, you are literally studying the day before because you just feel like having doing it maybe over a long period of time, you're just gonna forget the things. There was never someone who came to you and told you to say, do it like this, do it over a long period of time. We're automatically wired to just choose the quicker method, the faster method, the more stressful method. I would rather be on TikTok for 3 hours than study for 3 hours. That's just a natural thing that it's a natural feeling. So the thing, Yore, these are some of the things that we can't even control. It's like you just have to adjust yourself. Like I said at the beginning of the first live, reevaluate yourself, sit back, think about the methods that you've been implementing now in these final exams. What are you doing differently that you were not doing at the beginning of the year, or rather throughout the year? Actually, not the beginning. What are you doing differently that is going to guarantee you that you're going to get a distinction or whatever you're aiming for? What are you doing differently that you couldn't do the entire year? Right? So that's like a very huge question, because obviously if you're not changing anything in your method, or if you like always just give up after the third question that you do, if you're still keeping the same habits, you're still gonna get the same mark. Or when it's not gonna change, that 30% is still gonna come back and come back. Why? Because the mentality changed, but the methods that you are applying are still exactly the same. So it's the thing, you try and explore all these different methods, try and see how you can work with what, and you will one day it will just click and say, and you'll be like, why haven't I been doing this all along? Or it's just something that just naturally happens. It just comes at a point whereby you just laugh at yourself and say, yo, 3 weeks ago I was so dumb. I didn't understand this thing. Or it just comes. So it's just a combination of do not give up, but then at the same time, if you see the method that you've been using is not working, try something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing now, implement all these different methods. And then what's going on now? Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna start the session, Ibile. I've been getting notifications. I had to turn on my do not disturb. So the session is gonna start now at 23:45, right? We're gonna start at 23:45. You have like two, actually, not two, not three. You have 2 more minutes to just breathe and just organize and plan what you're gonna be doing in the next 4 sessions, right? Plan what you're gonna be doing in the next 4 sessions, and then after planning that, and then we're gonna get right into it. Yeah. Okay. Let me just position this correctly, such that my phone charges at the same time. I got a Tata screen, Tata screen, Tata screen. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and start. I know I said 45, but there's no point in waiting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start the 25 minute, and when the 25 minutes ends, and then we have like 3 more, so it's still gonna be the same process as what we did in the previous session or whatever. It's gonna be 4 25-minute blocks, and then after that is the longer break. But me personally, this might be my last 2 hours. I don't know, it depends on how I feel at the end, but it's like it's a lot, so it'll just depend. But then if you feel like you still have the energy, you saw what we've been doing. It's just 25 minutes of you studying, 5 minute break. For most people, they can go longer than that, but then I'm still at a position whereby I don't recommend that, because i- studying for longer and taking longer breaks, there's just a lot that just goes into. There's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of lack of loss in concentration, like studying for an hour straight and then taking a 15-minute break. Yeah, it's okay if you're productive in that hour, but then how many of those hours can you do now? It's like you are studying, but then for how long? So I feel like this 25-minute session study blocks or whatever is like the best one. And then yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and start the first session, and then after 25 minutes I'll be back. And the time starts. Let me just position this correctly. Yeah, your 25 minutes starts now. Oh, tango. Okay, so it's time up. The first session just ended. And like I said, the first session is always rough. It's always like it has a lot to it. Oh, but yeah, the first session just ended, and trust me when I tell you, second session is like uh and then third session you're literally at the peak. Like your third session is always gonna be your best one. Like you're gonna enjoy that one. So we just completed the first one, and me personally, I feel like it's just how it is every single time. So uh I'm not what you call this thing. I'm not worried, or it doesn't stress me that much. Lerato, or do I have a Discord channel? Nah, I don't have a Discord channel. Yeah, I don't have a Discord channel, and I have never thought about creating a Discord channel. And then Liza says English paper two here, and you, I'm doing computer science. Yeah, I'm busy with computer science, and yeah, yeah. We'll just see how this next one goes. So we're still sticking to our plan of doing 4 sessions, right? We're still sticking to the plan of 4 sessions, and then after that it's like the longer break, and just so on and so on, so on and so forth. What do they say again in English? Yeah, whatever they say, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's still gonna be quite productive. If you're feeling tired, like these 5 minute breaks are for you to stand up and do jumping jacks and run around the house or something. Do not sit there saying I'm tired of this. Like it's literally, this 5 minutes is like you utela petrol, so you're literally filling in the tank. And it's like if you don't fill it in, it's gonna end in the middle of the session. So one session is, when I couldn't be, each session is like 25 minutes. So it's like very short, but it's like the most effective and efficient or whatever. So it's 25-minute sessions with like 5 minute breaks in between. So yeah, that's essentially how we're trying to do it. And then it's literally 3 more weeks or 1 more year. I saw that I saw that video somewhere. 3 more weeks or 1 more year. You decide. You have to decide which one are you choosing. 3 more weeks and then you are done, or 1 more year plus 3 weeks. So you're still gonna go through the 3 weeks plus 1 more year. Oh, so you just have to decide who are you, or which one are you choosing. But then yeah, essentially I think the first session was a success, and then now, yeah, let's just see. We'll just see how the next 3 sessions are gonna be. But for me personally, I'm still feeling okay. Obviously, sometimes you're like extremely tired that you can't even go. I'm not saying force the things, but sometimes you can like force and just jumper. When you come back, you'll be fine. Drink water. You know what I mean? But then if you feel like you are actually tired, you can take like a short, not break to be on your phone, but maybe some sleep, a few hours, and then you wake up to study. You don't Being on your phone is not a break. You are literally doing you're you're wasting the time that you should be studying with. If you have the energy to be on your phone, you have the energy to study. When you're tired, you can't do anything. When you're tired, you sleep. Or you what do you do when you're tired? Yeah, when you're tired, you sleep, or you just sit and do nothing. You going and scrolling on TikTok is not a break. Technically, you're not taking a break, you're just avoiding your problems, seeking the nice things. Or so yeah, let's just hope this next session will be productive, and then we'll just keep on moving. My goal is to just go past 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is like just around the corner. So if you can just go past 2 a.m., that will be like a huge achievement. Like, yo, I don't wanna lie. Oh damn. Okay, so my phone is about to shut down. Let me just charge it, and then I'm gonna have to start a new session. So just literally a few minutes, and then I'm gonna start a new session again. And then you are gonna have to join that new session. But then in the meantime, when this 5 minute ends, please just continue with your 25 minutes. Set your 25 minutes on your phone, and then just keep going. I just have to charge my phone real quick.